and how capable we are of becoming the most impressive, resilient, strong, vibrant human beings possible. And if we do that, there's no stopping us. What's going on, my amazing and ever-growing YouTube subscriber family? Jared Weiss back here with another video on the Jared and James channel. And if you guys didn't know that, it must mean you're not subscribed. You know what to do already. Smash that subscribe button right now. And if you guys like the video at the end, make sure to smash the like button. So today's video, we're going to be talking about why your words matter, and also the hidden messages in water that show us why our words are powerful. Alright? You're not going to want to miss this. Let's get to the video now. So, I wanted to read you guys a very powerful post that I made to Instagram the other day, because I really think it's very important for me to get this message out there. And it's also a very self-empowering message on how you can change the world. So, they want us to be weak, sick, and dependent on them. Our food gets poisoned with glyphosate and other chemicals. Our water gets poisoned with fluoride and heavy metals. Our air poisoned with chemtrails, and our energy poisoned with EMF radiation and a lot of negativity from the media. They've tried to convince us that breathing is dangerous and the sun is dangerous, and to see other people as a threat. They continuously try to manipulate us, put us in a place of fear, and keep us divided. They tell us we need toxic medications produced by them in order to live, and that we need endless injections because our bodies need them and lack this or that in order to live. They tried to take away our freedom, which is given to us by God, not by man or woman, and we who question any of this get dehumanized and told that critical thinking is dangerous. So what is the solution? We have to be the change we wish to see in the world. The answer is to become the strongest, healthiest, most resilient version of yourself, who critically thinks for yourself, trusts your intuition, and is the freest person and the best expression of yourself you can possibly be. Reconnect with nature and become the most vibrant human being. Be the kindest, most genuine, loving, caring person, and you will be making the world a better place. But everything I say comes from a place of love, not to make anyone upset, but as I've said in the past, I am compelled to speak my truth and stand up for what I believe. I believe we should all have the freedom to say how we feel and what we believe and what we put into our bodies, because if we don't have that, we don't have anything. So, I hope those words resonate with you, and hopefully inspire you to realize that we don't need to be dependent on any big corporations. Our faith needs to reside in God, and also we have to remember how powerful we are and how capable we are of becoming the most impressive, resilient, strong, vibrant human beings possible. And if we do that, there's no stopping us, and there's no way of knowing what we're capable of, because I believe we'll be capable of healing and creating a world that's a much happier, better place, filled with love and gratitude, and living in less fear and state of dis-ease. So, I want to start this video by showing you some of this book that I recently read called The Hidden Messages in Water by Masaru Emoto, a Japanese scientist. So, what was the scientist able to figure out? He was able to figure out through a series of very interesting experiments that our words and our intentions have power over our whole lives and the realities that we're able to create. So, how did he do this? He was able to discover that water, when you get it down the microscopic level, forms crystals. Now, the shapes of these crystals are actually dependent on what is actually in the water. But what's in the water is not just the minerals and the vitamins and the chemicals, hopefully not, but actually the love and the intention that goes into that water. So, what do I mean by this? So, for instance, the water that got told words such as I love you and all these other positive words formed these beautiful, magnificent crystals. After a certain period of time, like I think some of the experiments lasted for a month and others may have been longer, I think. But the water that got told messages such as "you fool" or other negative words like such as like hate actually formed very deformed, ugly looking crystals, like which is like very interesting. And also water that came from streams that were filled like with like chemicals, like heavy metals, toxins, all this other stuff that like humans shouldn't be drinking. This water also formed very poor crystals. But on the other hand, water that was like very purified, that was like from the highest quality streams and the highest quality sources, formed very beautiful crystals. I can even show you some pictures from the book. As you guys can see here, these are some like very nice pristine crystals from Mount Fuji and the Rocky Mountains. You could see here another beautiful crystal from a spring water. But then here you could see that's a crystal that doesn't look as good, and that's because that water that crystal came from was treated with chlorine, which we don't want to be drinking, and we don't want that in our water because that's just like chemical pollutants. We could see here that water that was played beautiful music and like positive sounds also once again made nice beautiful crystals. When the children said "you're beautiful" numerous times, once again, really nice crystals. So, what does all this mean? So now keep in mind that the human body is actually made up of 45 to 75% water.
Can I get you anything? Water would be nice.
So, if we're putting out this positive energy into the world, like if we're constantly living in a state of love and bliss and happiness and gratitude, the water in our bodies is actually going to react by helping to keep us happier and to keep us as thriving individuals. On the other hand, if you're always putting out negative vibes, if you're always saying things such as like, "I hate this," or "I'm lazy," or "I'm someone who doesn't deserve love," the water in your body is actually going to react to this, which is like crazy to think about. But like the water in your body is actually going to respond by putting you in a state of disease. And also like this is actually one of the reasons why, as you guys probably know by now, I love wearing shirts that have like these positive messages that I agree with, because like ultimately these messages help me carry positivity into my day. So for instance, like the shirt I'm wearing now says "eat well, drink well, think well, breathe well, move well, sleep well, be well." This is like a shirt like I actually got from someone who I follow, like and like puts out like a really good message into the world, Alex Zek. Shout out to you. Furthermore, this is also like I'm actually one of the reasons like why I've always been very careful like with the words that I put out like into the universe. Like so like for instance, whenever I'm telling someone about like my whole like situation, if you guys noticed, I always say I'm healing from this, and this. On the other hand, if I were to say I'm suffering from this, and this, my body would actually react differently and would actually respond accordingly. And like that's like one of the reasons like, why being a positive person is actually very important for your body's chemistry and for helping you thrive. Like because like ultimately whatever you speak into the universe will ultimately get thrown back at you. So like once again, this doesn't mean that like you should deny your negative feelings. It doesn't mean that like you can never get angry or get upset. This is just like a reminder to you that your words matter. So like even if it just takes reframing what you're saying, that's actually gonna have like a very positive impact on what you're trying to do. So like think about it like this. Let's say I'm trying to lift more weight in the weight room.
Alright, stand back everyone.
Right? So like the first time I go for a new PR, I can't do it. So instead of saying to myself, "I'm so weak, I'll never get there, why can't I do this?" Instead of saying that, maybe I could reframe it and say to myself, "I'm not there yet, but if I stick to my workouts, if I stay consistent, then I'll get there."
Lift that paper. Yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
So like being positive will actually reframe your body's chemistry and will help you manifest all of your desires. Alright? Be very cognizant of the energy that you're putting out into the world. Do your best to always speak positively of others. Get out in nature. Eat well, sleep well, think well, breathe well, be well, because like all that stuff matters. Always speak when you're talking about what you're going through, and try to frame it in a more positive light. Try to speak healing into existence, and speak your goals into existence. And even sometimes, like, if you guys notice, like, your thoughts starting to turn more negative, try to catch them as this is happening, and try to see if maybe there's another perspective that you guys could look at this from. So, remember, there are hidden messages in water, and our bodies are made up of water, largely. So, you want to make sure that you're speaking from a place of love and gratitude for your body, for your health, for your friends, for your family, for everything that you have, because ultimately, this is going to transform your life. So, do your best to avoid toxins, to avoid toxic thoughts, toxic emotions. Remember, like, there's always another way. Some things just take more time, but like, as long as you're manifesting those positive words, eventually those positive words will turn into positive thoughts, which will turn into positive actions, which will ultimately turn into a more positive, fulfilling life. Remember, like, even if you're just like joking around, sometimes saying those words will actually end up making their way into your subconscious. So like, be aware of any like self-deprecating thoughts. Like, so for instance, if you're telling yourself, I suck, or if you're telling yourself like, I'm lazy, over and over again, even if you're just joking, those words will ultimately manifest into your subconscious. So like, be aware of that, and also be the change you wish to see in the world. As I was telling you guys before, my intention is not to make you guys angry with any of this stuff. My intention is not to stir up controversy. My intention is to help you guys reach a better place of higher vibrations and more happiness, where all of us are achieving our goals and not in this state of being weak, sick, dependent, because we're so powerful. So why should we ever limit ourselves to what some people in power want us to feel? I want us to feel like we're all the best things on the planet. Because ultimately, we are that special. So don't let others limit you. I also think that like the people in power actually understand how powerful language is, like, and like how powerful our words are, which is why they're always trying to scare us with certain scary terms. I'm talking about crazy illnesses, like I'm trying to convince us that like our body doesn't work right, like in order to take whatever it is like they're trying to market to us, as well as like I'm trying to give us all these crazy diagnoses which like we don't understand, like so this way we're driven into a state of fear, confusion, and we become weak, dependent, and sick. So as I said before, the answer to that is ultimately change the way you speak about these things, and to understand like how strong you actually are, and to understand how amazing your body actually is, and to realize that you don't need them to give you all these crazy names. You don't need them to label you, to put you in this box, because as I've said in past videos, you're different than anything that's ever come into this world. So therefore, no diagnosis, no label could actually be accurate for you. So ultimately, break through that box, break through that matrix, break through those barriers. In order for you to really be the best version of yourself, you have to speak it into existence. And also, our bodies don't need to be labeled in order to heal. Our bodies know exactly what they're doing, and our bodies and our minds are so much more powerful than we've been taught to believe. So remember this as you go about your day. Make sure to speak positively about yourself. Think positive thoughts. Try to move toxic people and try to move toxic language from your being, and watch how much better you do. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I love you guys. I love my body. I love what I'm capable of. And I know that all of us are going to be able to manifest our goals, starting with the water in our body. So, catch you guys in the next video. Some food for thought to think about. Peace!